All right, guys, welcome to the show. Let's jump right in. So, season 4 of Cobra Kai is definitely it's starting to be a little more about the kids, the next generation. It's been slowly moving this way since season 1. They still have some great stories of the adult characters. Uh, I love the arcs for everyone, honestly. I mean, I feel like Daniel LaRusso's is kind of boring right now. I still love Johnny, but both Johnny and Daniel have definitely taken a backseat in terms of storytelling. In fact, the most intriguing part of the adult story is the villains. Like the relationship between John Kreese and my man Terry Silver. God, so damn happy that Terry Silver came back. If you remember last year about this time, I was predicting that we would see him this season. So really happy that we actually got to, and that he had the ponytail, which I said even back then. I was like, that it's extremely important that he has the ponytail. But honestly, I don't know if I liked what they did with it. Like, I was happy with him still being this horrible son of a bitch, right? Um, but then when they opened the series with him being a changed man, and I was kind of like, okay, this could be really interesting. Him as a different type of guy, him with a conscience, and and I loved when he talked about how ridiculous it was that in the '80s for him to be torturing a teenage boy for several months, and I love the fact that he referenced that he was on tons of cocaine. That was that was perfect because obviously they would never say something like that or even put that in the film back in 1989 in Karate Kid Part 3. But as an audience, you're looking at him, the whole time like, dude, this guy is coked out of his mind. So I thought it was really kind of like, a meta moment, being really self-referential when they brought up this, like that he was on lots of cocaine back then. Absolutely loved it. Loved the cocaine line. But what I didn't love is the going back and forth, right? Having him be a changed man, but then slowly slip back into his old ways. I don't know if I like that. I like him either as a badass son of a bitch or, maybe as this changed man with conflicting ideas. And I never imagined that he would be like so subservient to John Kreese. But he kind of is, like back in Karate Kid Part 3, I put him either, a little above John Kreese because, he's this super rich guy and everything, like this powerful guy, or at least on an even plane, right? They're friends. But no, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. Kreese outranks him, or did in the military, and so that carries forward through life. He'll always kind of be his superior, and but they didn't portray it in that way in Karate Kid Part 3, so it felt kind of weird seeing it now. But yeah, I was kind of liking his changed character throughout, and then all of a sudden, he starts getting crazy and beats the shit out of Stingray. It's like, Jesus, I get it, man. Like I absolutely hate him again. I get why they did it because you hate him now the way I hated him in 1989. And now, a new audience can hate him as well. I'm a little conflicted, but I'm really happy that he's back. And my prediction going forward is that he's going to bring in Mike Barnes. They make a reference to it a couple times throughout the series. Terry makes a phone call at one time and he asks somebody what they're up to, but they don't ever say who he was talking to or anything like that. And then later he says he might have to dig up a few more old friends from the past. And yeah, I think they're alluding to Mike Barnes here. Mike Barnes was, the LaRusso aged villain in Karate Kid Part 3. And, watching that film, you hated him just as much, maybe even more than you hated Terry Silver. So, yeah, man, I would love to see Mike Barnes return for Cobra Kai. I mean, it makes sense. They brought everyone back. They brought everyone else back, just about, except for maybe Robin Lively, right? Which I think that would be awesome too. Bring her back as well. That'd be fantastic. But even more than her, I want to see Mike Barnes. All right. Now, when it comes to the kids, I absolutely love the arc of Sam and Tori. You know, both of them, fantastic season. And I actually ended up really disliking Sam by the end of the season. The writing in this series is so damn good, like the character writing, and just the stories that they take them on, how they're like good and then they're bad and then they're good and they're bad, and they're just teenage kids, and I ended up liking Tori a lot more throughout this, and I think That was kind of the writer's aim, when putting together the story. And it worked. By the end, I really wanted to see Tori win the All Valley. I didn't want Samantha to beat her, And so I was really happy when she won. And then I was actually kind of disappointed when you find out that, it was bullshit and that Silver had paid off the official. I was like, oh, man, come on. Let her have it. But I get it. We can't have Cobra Kai win this thing outright, fair and square, and have all the other dojos shut down. Which brings up another point. Something else I didn't really like, but it's like, what are they going to do, right? They can't just end the series here. They wanted to keep going. But, at the end, LaRusso declares that, oh no, we can't shut down Miyagi-Do. Basically, because Cobra Kai was so bad, like, we don't have to honor our word. Like, screw my word. They're bastards, so I'm not going to keep my word. That's just not how things are done, man. Like, especially if you're trying to represent Miyagi-Do, right? If you're trying to be the person who always does the right thing, you got to be a man of your word, regardless if the enemy is or not. It's about principle, man. But, I don't put it past him, Leave it to Danny, a.k.a. the true villain of Karate Kid, LaRusso, to have wobbly morals. Okay. Lastly, I thought Robbie's storyline was pretty damn good, but I was much more into Miguel's story. He brought so much emotion this season, and damn it if it didn't break your heart when Johnny tells him he loves him and then calls him Robbie. Like, oh, man, it's like heart-wrenching. I did love in the end that he refused to go out and finish the tournament and basically forfeited. I liked it. I liked the choice that he made. I thought it was appropriate. And I think it, took something like that for Johnny to really see that he fucked up. And one last thing. Once again, just like every season of Cobra Kai, the fight choreography was bad ass. I mean, these are top tier fight scenes. Like, forget the fact that these are kids, because you could definitely swap them out with any age action stars. This show is amazing. And there are some mainstream superhero films and action flicks that could learn something from Cobra Kai. Fucking phenomenal fight choreography. All right, guys. Those are my thoughts on Season 4 of Cobra Kai. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Are you excited to possibly see Mike Barnes? Or am I the only one who's a diehard fan? Maybe a bigger fan of Karate Kid Part 3 than any of the other Karate Kid films. Am I the only one? Or are you guys excited for Mark Barnes, as well? Let me know. Comment below if you're watching on YouTube, or hit me up on Twitter or Instagram at RealBrettScott, and let me know what you thought of Season 4 and your predictions for Season 5. If we get it. If we get a Season 5. I've seen no confirmation yet on a Season 5, but I really, really hope it's already in the works. All right, guys. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and share it with your geeky friends. And if you enjoy videos or podcasts like this, here's what I do on this channel. Every day, or almost every day, I try to put out some content. It's usually entertainment or pop culture related, but every once in a while, I dive into interesting news or stories from my questionable youth. So if that's something you can vibe with, if you'd like to get something new and interesting in your feed just about every damn day, then please subscribe to the channel or favorite or follow the podcast so you can get every episode as soon as it drops. And if you do that, if you decide to stick around and subscribe, favorite, or follow, then I will talk to you again tomorrow. Thanks.